Hello everyone and welcome back to KORR Monsters. This time we are in New Orleans, Louisiana for the second to last stop of the 2008 season. Our field of trucks for this event features David Langford in Comedic Gaskets, James Whitaker in Eagle Eye, Guy Neal in Flashover, newcomer to the series Cooper Lewis in High and Mighty, Jack Palmer in Howler, our reigning racing champion Harper Ray in Line-X Defender, Greg Easton in Monkey Business, a rookie not just to this series but Monster Trucks as a whole, Ryan Poole in Mothman, Mike Burton in No Mercy, former two-time champion Mike Maxwell in Tonka, Bill Taylor in Violator, and rounding out our field, Henry Gibbons in Youngblood. Now to start off our show, we're going into racing. 8 trucks battling it out in round 1, 4 getting a bye into round number 2, those being Line-X Defender, Monkey Business, Tonka, and Howler. But before we get to see any of those trucks, we got to go through round number 1, which is going to have Flashover going up against Violator, No Mercy going up against Mothman, Youngblood going up against Comedic Gaskets, and then rounding out our racing bracket for round number 1, Eagle Eye going up against High and Mighty. Pulling up to the line for the first race, Flashover and Violator waiting on that green, and away they go. Good start out of both trucks. Coming around through the jump the first time, Violator's going to have a couple of truck length lead going into the final turn. And it's going to be Violator missing the ramp. Flashover's going to get the win. Violator had that in the bag and then misses the ramp there at the very end. Next up, No Mercy and Mothman pulling up to the line. Mothman sleeping on the light. Huge jump already for No Mercy. Coming across the line the first time, No Mercy still with a big lead. Mothman not really falling back despite looking like he's driving a lot slower. It's going to be a very easy win here for No Mercy, as Mothman was never really in the conversation for that race. Now we move on to race number 2, Youngblood and Comedic Gaskets. Good start from both trucks. Comedic Gaskets nailed that light. Youngblood not far behind. Coming around the first time, Comedic Gaskets almost got a penalty there, but it looks like might have the lead, as it's all going to come down to this last turn. Youngblood has an issue. Comedic Gaskets misses the ramp. It's going to be Youngblood getting the win. Last race of round number 1, Eagle Eye and High and Mighty pulling up to the line. Eagle Eye nailed the light. Coming around the first turn, looking good out of both trucks. At the line the first time, High and Mighty with a slight advantage going into the final turn. And coming to the line, it's going to be High and Mighty getting what might be considered an upset win over Eagle Eye. So now our round 2 matchups are going to be Line-X Defender going up against Flashover, Monkey Business going up against No Mercy, Tonka going up against Youngblood, and then Howler going up against High and Mighty to end off round number 2. First race pulling to the line, Line-X Defender and Flashover. Good start from both trucks. Line-X, of course, our reigning racing champion. Ooh, Flashover playing it close with that turning pole. Looks like he did not get it, though, according to the officials. Coming to the line now. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Flashover getting the win and moving on into the semifinals over our reigning racing champion. That's definitely an upset. And now we have Monkey Business going up against No Mercy. No Mercy nailed that light. Monkey Business didn't have a bad reaction time, just No Mercy nailed it. Coming across the line the first time, No Mercy about a truck length lead coming into the final turn. And No Mercy's going to pick up the win here, move on into the semifinals. Now we get our next matchup coming up to the line. Tonka going up against Youngblood. Waiting on that green light, and away they go. Coming around the first time. It's going to be Tonka with a very slight lead going into the final turn. Coming to the finish. It's going to be close. It's going to be Tonka getting the win by about a wheel over Youngblood. So we now go on to our last race here in round number 2. Howler and High and Mighty pulling up to the line. Good start from both trucks. Coming around this first turn. Looks like it's going to be High and Mighty maybe. No, Howler with the lead so far. All come down to this last turn. Who's it going to be at the line? It's going to be High and Mighty picking up the win going into the semifinals. So that makes our semifinal matchups Flashover going up against No Mercy and Tonka going up against High and Mighty. First race of the semifinals, Flashover versus No Mercy, waiting on that green light, and away they go. Flashover really wide in the turn, but it's going to be fast for him. He's got the lead right now going into the last turn. Coming to the line, who's it going to be? Flashover just by a few inches getting the win there going into the final round. Who is his opponent going to be? Is it going to be Tonka or is it going to be High and Mighty? Great start from both trucks. Coming around the first turn, High and Mighty has to jab the brakes to not hit the pole, even at the line. Coming to it, who's it going to be? It's going to be Tonka getting the win by about half a wheel over High and Mighty going into the finals. So it's going to be Flashover going up against Tonka. Tonka, former racing champion. Flashover, I believe this is his first time ever in the finals race. We'll have to see how he does. Both trucks get off the line great. Chevy and Dodge matchup here in the finals. Coming around the first time, and it's going to be Flashover with a little bit of a lead. Coming down to this last turn, who's going to get it better? At the line is going to be Tonka, just barely getting the win. Officials say he did make it up the ramp, but it was close, so Tonka getting the win. So now we move on to Freestyle. We'll be starting off with Violator, then we'll go to Mothman, Monkey Business, High and Mighty, Eagle Eye, No Mercy, Flashover, Youngblood, Comedic Gaskets, Linex Defender, and Tonka to round us off. First up for Freestyle, Bill Taylor bringing out Violator, brand new look on the truck this year. Of course, he's only been driving this truck for a couple of years now, so we'll have to see how he does. So far, good start to this run, couple of good sky wheelies. Looking for that next hit, going to go over that little car pyramid. Very unique obstacle. We haven't seen something like that yet. And right back to that van stack. Getting some good air going over the cars there. So far, it's not a bad run for Violator. Got some good hits. Momentum's lacking a little bit. And looks like he's going to be the first truck to go over that van pyramid. So far, he's hit pretty much everything out there. Getting some donuts now. I think the only thing he hasn't hit yet are the two biggest obstacles on the track as you get some great air going over the van pyramid. Now backside of the car pyramid. A lot of pyramids on this track. Get some good air going over that other van stack on the far side of the track. 13 seconds left in the run. He's going to get into trouble here. Up and over. He's going to go, but he's going to save it. What a save there at the end of the run for Violator. So now he's going to go for that double. Gets into trouble. Up and over. He's going to go right as time expires. And it's going to be a 25 from the officials, so they really like the ending of that run. So now we have Ryan Poole coming out in Mothman. Ryan has only been driving this truck for a couple of weeks now at this point. So we'll have to see how he can handle a floor this big with obstacles this big. So far, a couple of decent hits here to get us started. Just kind of crawling over these obstacles right now. Not a lot of momentum either here. Setting up for a slap wheelie, and he's not going to go for it. You know, a lot of these newer guys, they get to a floor this big, they don't really know what to do. They don't know what to hit. They don't know how fast to go. It's definitely a learning experience for them, so we'll have to see if he picks us up a little here in this run or if we see him in the future. So far, nothing that impressive out of this run. 30 seconds left in the run, though. That's fairly impressive. We've seen plenty of times trucks not able to fill the clock. Looks like he's going to try for a donut here. Just a couple of rotations out of it. 10 seconds left on the clock. It's a good little sky wheelie there on the blue lane. And a little hit on those two freestanding cars. It's probably going to be the last hit the judges score. They might count this van stack hit. He's going to go for one more great sky wheelie. And it looks like the truck's going to shut off on him. It's going to be a 17 there for Ryan Poole in Mothman. So next up, Greg Easton comes out in monkey business. Starting us off, great air on the racing lane. Combos it up with the van stack. Greg has always been a driver. He's either going to throw down an amazing run or he's just going to kind of putt around a bit. So far, waiting to see how this run's going to shape out. Looks like he's picking the momentum up here a little bit, though. Definitely getting some good air off these obstacles. Great sky wheelie off the blue lane. Huge air. So the air's ramping up as he gets a great hit on that car pyramid. But the momentum's still kind of lacking here in the run. And he's going to go for the double, it looks like. And he's going to come up way short. Not even close to clearing that. But the truck's still holding together. So he gets a cross thread on that pyramid. As we come down to the last 20 seconds of this run. More great air on the back of the red lane this time. Momentum's not been great this run, but he's definitely given us some of the biggest wow factors of the event so far. Great air off the van stack. His time's going to expire right as he goes into donuts. Judges should count these. And a great set of donuts from Greg Easton in Monkey Business, and he's going to be the first truck to go for the big air ramp. Unfortunately, it's after time expires. But Greg Easton in Monkey Business hit everything out here on the track. So you get some more good air off the red lane. And he's going to park it on that van stack. It's going to be a 23 from the judges. So they liked the hits, but the momentum not quite there for him. So now we have Cooper Lewis coming out in high and mighty. Great showing for him in racing. Made it to the semifinals. Now it'll be interesting to see how this truck freestyles, because it's mostly set up as a race truck. He's also not afraid of getting air like that. Some of the best momentum we've seen so far. Now run's kind of slowing down a little bit here right as I praised him for having good momentum. Some good air going over those cars in the middle there. Going over the backside of the send it ramp, gets into trouble hard onto the sides, and he's going to save it. He definitely did not plan that, but it was cool nonetheless, and that's how you score points here in freestyle. So you get some great air going over the van stack. 10 seconds left on the clock for Cooper Lewis and High and Mighty. Great slap wheelie, combos it up with the car pyramid. What a way to end your freestyle run. He's going to keep on going here, get some good air off that van stack. Jumps off to the side of the double, and he's going to park it right there. It's going to be 25, so it's going to tie for the lead. As now we have James Whitaker coming out in Eagle Eye. Huge air off that van stack to get us started. And follows it up with even bigger air off the blue lane. And now right into a set of donuts here. Make that some cyclones. Coming back to the blue lane. Getting some great air off of it. The Keith Black Hemi in the back of this Dakota really gives him a lot of punch, so you can just roll up all nice and slow to an obstacle, just hit the gas and launch it in the air. So we're about halfway through this freestyle run now. Momentum's kind of lacking a little bit. Been saying this for pretty much everyone that's come out so far, as he gets a good slap wheelie there, puts it down quick, so we can combo it up with the red lane. But none of the drivers really attacking this course with a lot of speed. So you get some good air going over the van stack. First struck that direction, and he gets into a little bit of trouble. Flips the double, has to back up. Judge is definitely going to have to look at that as a bit of a negative. So we come down last couple of seconds in the run. Time for one more hit. And he's going to go into some more donuts here in the center of the track. Make that some cyclones. And up onto two wheels. Is he going to save it? No. Over on his lid he's going to go. It's going to be a 24 for James Whitaker and Eagle Eye. Next up, Mike Burton and No Mercy. Had a good showing in racing. Let's see what he can do here in freestyle. Great sky wheelie to get us started. So Mike looks to get a flow going here in this run. Just a little bit of air going over those cars in the middle of the track. Now some huge air off the red lane. Onto a wheelie with just one wheel on the ground. What a move there from No Mercy. Now get some good air on the blue lane. Mike Burton's someone we've been seeing improve over the last couple of years. Sometimes he has a really good performance. Sometimes it's a little bit of a lame duck. So far, putting on a great show here. Don't know if it's going to be enough for the lead so far, but 30 seconds left on the clock. And he's given us some things we haven't quite seen yet. Huge air off that van stack, hard landing on the right side, but the truck's going to keep on going. Just a couple seconds left. He's going to cross thread the van stack, get some good air, and another hard landing on the side. And some more great air on the van pyramid right as the clock expires, so the judges definitely counted that. That's some huge air off the red lane. So Mike Burton and No Mercy keeps on going here for the fans. Another little bit of cross thread over that car pyramid. Gets into trouble. Puts it down. Right onto the double. Balancing on two wheels. He's going to park it there in the middle. It's going to be a 24 for Mike Burton and No Mercy. Not quite enough to take the lead, but will take second place. As now we have Guy Neal coming out in flashover Gonna get started right away with some great air going over that van pyramid. And then combos it up with the other pyramid on the track. Guy, of course, getting his first career KORR Monsters win earlier this season. And he's been riding that high ever since. Of course, also making it to the racing final here. Almost getting a win in racing as well. So far, good run from Guy Neal. Some great air off the blue lane. A lot of carry on that. Combos it up with the van stack. Then right back to the van stack once again for some more good air. 30 seconds left on the clock, lining up for the big send-it ramp. And gets some good air into a little bit of a slap wheelie as well. And now it looks like he's going to line up for the double. Stands on the gas. Huge air. And he's going to case to the landing, but the truck's going to stay on all four wheels. Biggest air of the night so far for Guy Neal and Flashover. He goes into donuts here to end his run. Right as time expires, get some more good air off that roller. Guy Neal going for another freestyle win. That's definitely the best run we've seen so far, I think. And another good save from Flashover. So he's still just hitting everything he can that's in front of him. Now a cross thread on the double. Huge sky wheelie. Oh, the truck's going to burst into flames. It's going to be a 27 for Guy Neal and Flashover to take the lead, as that fire truck is on fire once again. Now next up, Jack Palmer coming out in Howler. Just a couple of trucks left. So far, a couple of good hits to get us started here. Some more good air over that blue lane. Oh, he's going to clip the camper that just got put out there. Up and over he's going to go. Can he save it? No, it's going to dump over onto its lid. It's only going to be a 10 from the judges. Not a lot they could do with that. So now Henry Gibbons comes out in Youngblood. Starting us off good. A little slap wheelie coming off the van stack. Some good air off the car pyramid. Going to go backside to those cars in the middle. Huge air off the red lane. A little bit of a slap wheelie, combos it up with the other van stack. Up and over, he's going to go. Can he save it? No, he will not. It's going to be a 13 for Youngblood. Way too much time left on the clock there. So now we have David Langford coming out in Cometic gaskets. Huge air to get us started. David, of course, new to this truck for this year. So he's going to blast right through that camper. But this specific truck was driven by Damon Newton up until this year, with Damon stepping away. As David gets some great air going over the send-it ramp backwards there. But David Langford making the move from Howler over to here for this year. And he's been really liking this truck. You can tell by the giant air he's getting. He gets into a little bit of trouble here. But David got his first career win once again earlier this season. Now it looks like he's going to line up for the double. Big air. Clears the landing. Hard landing on the front. Truck's going to stay together. As he just launched that car. But 23 seconds left on the clock here. David Langford trying to add a freestyle win. So he gets some more great air, gets into trouble, stuffs the front end into the dirt. There goes a 4-link bar. This deep into the run, that's not going to hurt him. Time for one more move out of him, and it looks like he's going to go into donuts in the corner. Great run from David. We'll have to see how it contends with flashover. Launches it off the car stack there. As that 4-link gets ejected off the truck. Huge air over the van stack, hard landing. And that truck's still going to keep on going. David Langford Comedic Gaskets showing no times of stopping anytime soon. So you get some more great air over the van pyramid into a slap wheelie, and over he's gonna go. Not gonna save that one. And it's going to be a 26 from the official, so not enough to take the lead. I thought that would have. But apparently not, as now we have Harper Ray coming out, Linex defender, wasting no time to get us started. So get some good air off the blue lane. Setting up for something, gonna go cross thread on the van pyramid. Gets into a little bit of trouble, but keeps it going. Huge air off the red lane. Harper, of course, our reigning racing champion. Only his second year in this truck. And it's definitely been a match made in heaven. Huge air off a Linex defender, but it's only been, oh, huge sky wheelie. And it looks like the truck's going to shut off on him there. The officials are going to freeze the clock until he gets it refired. But like I was saying, it's only been a match made in heaven in racing. He's been strong in this truck ever since he got into it, but he's been struggling in freestyle a little bit. Bunch of times he went over early last year. So far, it looks like he's got the freestyle kinks worked out this year. This looks like he's going to go for the big send it ramp. 28 seconds on the clock. Huge air. And looks like he's finally going to go for that camper. New camper out on the track, and it is no longer on the track. It's all over the place now. Time for one, maybe two more hits here. So you get some more great air. The momentum in this run, other than when the truck shut off on him, has been amazing. His time's going to expire here. Judges might count this hit. He's going for the double. Good air. He's going to case the landing, though. Up and over the truck's going to go. Is it going to land on all four? No, it's not. It's going to be 29 from the judges, though. So it's going to take the lead here with just Mike Maxwell and Tonka left. So we'll have to see what Mike can do here. So Mike gets to work on this track. Couple of good hits so far to get us started. Mike, of course, freestyle champion just a couple of years ago. But a few years before that, he was a racing champion as well. So now it looks like he's going to line up for the big send it ramp. Get some great air off of it. I don't think it was as big as what we saw out of Defender, however. About halfway through this run, definitely needs to start picking it up. Not a lot of height off of that, but it was a different angle to hit it at. So come down to the last 30 seconds of the run here for Mike Maxwell and Tonka. Huge air off that van stack. Gets into a little bit of trouble here, however. It looks like he's going to go for the double now. And he's going to come up even shorter than Linex did. Up and over he's going to go, but back onto all four wheels. 10 seconds left on the clock, and an incredible save from Mike Maxwell and Tonka. Now some huge air off that car pyramid. Combos it up with the van pyramid. Right as time expires, what a run from Mike Maxwell and Tonka. Gonna have to see what the judges say about which one of them is going to get the win, whether it's Linex or Tonka. But Mike Maxwell not stopping anytime soon by the looks of it. So he goes over the back of the Vansack, gets into trouble, does a flip. I don't even know what to call that, but he's going to get a perfect score. So Mike Maxwell in Tonka is your freestyle winner here in Louisiana with that perfect 30. Linex Defender in second with a 29. Flashover with a 27. Comedic Gaskets with a 26. Violator and High and Mighty both with a 25. Eagle Eye and No Mercy with a 24. Monkey Business with a 23. Mothman with a 17. Youngblood with a 13. And then Howler rounding us off with that 10. But this has been a wild show here in New Orleans. Let us know what you thought about it down in the comments below. Do you think the judges got it right there in the end? Or do you think someone else should have won? But as always, be sure to follow us on Instagram to keep up to date with everything going on behind the scenes. And as always, we hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next week in Jacksonville, Florida, for the last stop of the 2008 season. We'll see you then.